these are the guys that really actually enabled us to do this project.
KT.
She does a lot of help, like keeping the place restored, because the Japanese garden, give us just a quick history.
This garden is 105 years old. That's from the moment that construction started. It was dreamed of several years before that. It was known about by the Queen and fostered by her love, but she passed away before this garden was completed. So the design that we have for our centennial is a fantasy. We kept thinking about how do we bring the Queen to the garden that she never saw. So the bridge, this stone bridge, wasn't built until Mr. Kushi came in the 1930s from Hiroshima, where there are many people who know proper stone masonry techniques. And it has stood up through every tsunami since.
Wow.
So this image never happened in real life. She died in 1917 in November, and the bridge wasn't built until the 1930s. So they were never in the same place at the same time, but we know her spirit is here.
So all the features are crafted often with the help of the Japanese craftsmen coming over.
Yes,
And
it
give you-
started with a Japanese gardener from Kyoto, a Mr. Yamamoto, whom the Kennedys, Charles Clark Kennedy and his wife Laura, brought from Kyoto to build this garden.
So I got involved with both KT and Galen when they were doing the 100th year anniversary. And I think we've done some installations in here for that marriage vow renewal.
Yes.
So that was a fun project for us to do here as florists, to offer people to come in and, because it was open for like one day. You had the different priests from different...
We had a Buddhist minister, we had an Episcopal priest, we had a Hawaiian minister. So people had their choice of locations. We had the white pillar
right
over
right
here.
Double pillar.
We had a chandelier
Right.
on the bamboo patch, and we had,
Moon gate.
where's Allison? Allison's
Yeah.
crew doing the
The
moon gate
over there.
there.
Yeah. So it was really cool that different people set up appointments to come to get the marriage vow renewal. It's really cool.
And you provided, your workshops provided
right.
the leis, the boutonnieres,
The bouquets.
bouquets,
Yeah, we
everything.
had a little tent with a mirror so that they can try different ones on, right?
And we had photographers here
Yeah,
to
that's
give
right.
them photographs
Yeah,
of that
was
event.
a really cool project. The couple that married here at the double white pillar, they're the one that volunteered to stay overnight, camp out here last night to watch over it as security. And they're the one that renewed their vows here, which is so cool, right?
Yeah, and it was so special for them now to look back at that photo, because her father has since passed away, and it was a very happy moment for the entire family. So to have that memory made by you and all of these helpers is
That's
really
really
a
cool.
special thing.
And of course, Galen has been instrumental in any time we needed something built. Because one year we also did a competition here where we had how many spots?
1 year was 17, 1 year was 11.
Yeah, and Galen built like a bamboo, like a fan shape, and then there was like 2 or 3 different models, right? And so every competitor, they got to choose which location to design, and they were like kind of installation tour that we had that year. So I want to get Galen to tell us a little bit, because I sent him the sketch and we really wanted something that was a shape that's different and maybe iconic to us, shape that we haven't seen before. And so I sent him the sketch, and then we had a meeting here, and he figured it all out. So can you tell us a little bit of how you did it?
Well, one of the main things that we look at when we try to do designs here in the park is to do something that looks like it's a part of the park, but doesn't separate itself from the park, so that when people come in, they notice it, it becomes an integral part of their visit, and it evokes a lot of questions and a lot of curiosity as far as what's going on. So when we did this one here, from literally the first time we drove a stake in the ground to start to lay it out, people started gathering around trying to understand what was going on. This only covers one aspect of the park that we have, but because of the curvature aspect of the bridge, the trees, the whole setting backdrop, this curve ties in well with all of this so that you can basically see all the way throughout into the Bay Area. We try very hard to try to use sustainable aspects and to minimize the industrial aspect look of it. So we do everything we can to try to hide screws, to minimize the use of zip strips, to try to use organic aspects too. When you're looking at it, you see the thing as a whole rather than seeing the parts that make it up. We've used a lot of the yellow bamboo that we have here in the park, green bamboo that we have here in the park, and of course the flowers we have are all probably, they're all within the island, within about 15 to 20 miles of here.
Yeah.
So stuff that we take for granted living here in our backyards, we've been graced with having a lot of really wonderful nurseries, including motorcycles, that have donated a lot of flowers and stuff. So it's been a really lovely ride, and it's been fun over the last few years to create a lot of these installations, and they've all been from a very organic aspect, a very free-flowing aspect, so that they're using materials that you don't see the materials once it's installed and put together. So it's been a lot of fun.
Yeah. No, it's a real team effort, and that's what it has to be. And that's what basically is happening over here. So the whole design is made so that there's a sense of lightness on the right-hand side, nothing too heavy, and then just supported by one panel of, you know, pretty massive lot of flowers. And that way it has kind of like a floating effect. It doesn't look as if it's grounded so much as it's kind of floating, almost like a fishing pole, just kind of out there. And that's kind of what we're meaning to do.